player.
Yep.
If you guys weren't watching Griffin, this was a champion that was banned every single game because even after copious amounts of nerfs, Lehens was still able to show you blades on them.
Look at the positioning.
And you hope that it's just going to work. And this is exactly the plan happening right now as Leo's the target. Immediately he cleanses to try and get himself out of the way, but he's burning down. Has to flash in the end as Lehens, he's just happy to help his minions out, trying to push this one forward, and it looks like Leo's going to have to go back.
4 summoners for 1. And Leo walked right into. He is going to have to go back. No summoners, massive lead here, and Lehens is like not safe either, by the way.
Yep, there's the flash from Carrier. Immediately they lock this one down, and Lehens just a little bit too far forward. Does have himself the bop and block.
Level 1
is going to be all right.
Level 1 taking a lot of damage from that turret, but
I mean, Gumyushi and Carrier are now extraordinarily low, but they get a free back now because they get to throw this turret, this minion wave into the turret, so it's absolutely worth it to invest. Owner is up here. Does have the Rift Herald as well, as that's a Nara into the wall. Keen may die also, and he will. Canna tanking up the turret, and now they might even be able to kill this on the next wave as well. This is a disaster for AFREECA top side of the map.
I mean, Keen thought he was being a little bit clever, like, okay, you're going to try to get something out of this. I'm going to commit my ward, make sure I don't get traded into, but he just did not expect Owner to be here with his ultimate available, ready to collapse in. And it's a very deadly combination when you consider the burst damage and the chain CC that comes with it. And the extra charge you're talking about is going to go through here. So that's a ton of extra gold potentially here. I mean, it could be unlocked at a moment's notice on this very hurt inner turret.
Yeah, Fly comes on over. He's going to try and defend, but we do have Lee Sin rotating down. Dread going to hold on to the mid,
And we're able to get out of that Rift Herald.
Ooh, looks like we're fighting for it.
Looks like it.
Yep, T1 have full knowledge of what's going on. Hawkshot certainly going to help them with that one as Fly moves on down. We might actually have a team fight.
Moonfall almost off cooldown here for Owner.
Yeah. Leo's got his, but the Glacial Fissure goes completely wide, and that is going to be the Drake locked down. Owner goes golden, but is he actually going to survive? This is the question. Realm Warp comes in. Keen actually finds it. Off towards the backside. No flash, but no worries by the looks of things. Moonfall doesn't do enough damage there. As you can see, Lehens getting thrown around. The heal does come out. The Yuumi is dead now, though, as Leo, at basically full health. Fly gonna have to try and get out of there as Faker gets into the brush into relative safety as the flash out from Leo, but Gumyushi's trying to catch up to him. In the meantime, Keen's killing everyone else, as Faker and Gumyushi are the ones that are able to get out alive.
Kana's timing on his Narbar is pretty perfect to come over here with this flank. He's on the bottom part of your screen, exactly. This time, he's going to have to hope that is a bigger set of CC. They're just going to give this up, though.
They're going to get a double charge, though, and I think this is 100% worth it for T1. Sacrifice the Cloud Drake. You don't really mind just one Cloud going over to anyone. It is Cloud Soul, but if you can create enough of an advantage, and it just doesn't matter that they're on Soul Point, especially because it is the Cloud. As
it's a double turret.
They break the inhibitor turret. They decide, oh, they're going to get the charge here as well. Oh, I would have thought that AFREECA might want to actually get that one killed.
Leo.
T1 misses out on all the gold, but that's fine.
He might be in trouble here. Kana is going to be able to get that Nara up.
Yeah, how do you navigate this? He's decided to invest his flash. Keen's like, nah, mate, I am not. He's looking for Guma. Oh, Guma in trouble towards the backside. He safeguards to get himself out of there, but 1 versus 5, you're not going to be able to find that.
I mean,
control of the area.
And this is a kind of unique game for Fly, because a lot of the time when he plays the Orianna, it's just so he doesn't end up messing up in lane, and he just does okay in the later parts of the game, and that's good enough, right? He's 3-0 on the Orianna in that sort of MO. We do have a Baron take here. I was going to say Fly actually has to carry this game now. That's the point I was leading to. They cannot stop this Baron.
Yeah, this is just a free Baron. So this is just AFREECA deciding to stop. They're just not really doing very much video gaming at this point in time. And
T1 at this point.
Yeah, they're going to be able to grab this inner turret most likely. I highly doubt that AFREECA will be able to defend here. And you can see they are just backing away. Fly moves on up though. I guess there is a 4 versus 4. However, this turret not long for the world. So going to back away, and AFREECA have now ran out of inner turrets to give up. It says, this is your spot now, deal with it. And AFREECA have said, we don't know how.
Now, AFREECA do see the commitment of Gumyushi and Kana on the bottom side of the map, so they get some deep wards on the left side of the map here, deep into the blue side jungle, so at least they have that going for them. They still get back here in time to defend this inhibitor turret, but the inhibitor, not sure if that one's long for this world if T1 decide to group up there on the mid lane.
Yep, and AFREECA getting split here as well as Faker in the mid lane, able to get some damage onto the inhibitor. And while he's doing that, T1 can move in and try and get some damage on this inhibitor turret as well.
Like maximum value out of this Baron buff. 15 seconds left to go. They're going to get every little piece of it.
Yeah, and then playing around Canna's Mega Gnar timing as well. As soon as Mega Gnar hits, T1 lose the initiative.
Yeah, and AFREECA
Randuin's as well.
AFREECA, like, just kind of missing out on all their tiny windows of opportunity here, unfortunately. It's just too little too late to decide now is the time to look for a team fight. Dread dies so quickly if he goes in.
Yeah, okay, Dread does walk forward, but doesn't take too much damage. Carrier flashing on top of Leo. Misses the ult, though, as there's the run warp into the backline. Great kick out onto Ona, but they still manage to take down the Aphelios, and now there's so much damage missing from this fight. Fly is going to get a decent shockwave, but it's too little, and it is way too late. Faker flashes forward on top of Dread. He's going to go golden, so he can see his death for a moment. He's got a Yuumi, so he might be able to zoom his way out of this one. And we'll be able to do so.
From Lance, he's like, I'm helping.
Yeah.
Oh, this one I think has just it's flown away from AFREECA. There's no way back into this game.
Well, Keen gonna dive on in, so Carry is well and truly dead. Ona goes golden as Rise turns up. Faker decides that it is the end of the AFREECA Freaks for this game, and they will take down these Nexus turrets. Leo, he's going to respawn, but I don't think you're allowed out of your fountain, and if you do, the Crab Rave will be upon you as T1 take down the first Nexus of the series, and they do it in style.
Extremely great. You have Tristana on top of that. Basically everything in this game, outside of the Xin Zhao, right, and the Thresh, like the Zoe, the Aphelios, and Tristana can be an extreme carry. For AFREECA.
Pretty extensive champion pool.
And here we go, Dreads going topside.
Yeah, we're looking to try and take down Canna. That Narbar extraordinarily low. As there's the dive on in. And okay, Keen just going to grab it, gets out of the way of the turret, doesn't use the rocket jump for damage, and that means that he doesn't die.
Scaling engage tools, right? Like,
yeah.
It gets awkward. Okay, they're going to collapse on Kana again.
Yeah, going to look for this one, and now they've brought even more support. As Lehens comes down, they're going to grab a plate. In the meantime, it's a decent hop as all of the buttons get thrown out. There's the flash, rocket jump comes forward, and Keen hasn't drawn enough beads in order to get that extra range, and Canna's going to be able to make it out with just the flash. And but he'll still lose a lot.
He loses a lot, but this continues to be an issue on the bottom side of the map, so this is going to be plates traded for plates here. And because T1 hold the Rift Herald, it's not going to be this entirely of this turret going down insanely quickly and a huge snowball on the top side of the map. Still great for Keen, of course, but this is going to be the Varus argument that we have to keep going back to.
It's a 50 CS.
Yeah,
it's
50 CS.
Insanity.
And all these plates that are going to go over right now. And this is going to be a big issue later on because T1 have their two carries, right? They have an 80 carry, right, and this, insane mage in the mid lane that's going to do tons of damage later on. But they have protection for them, right? So arguably, having this Varus be extremely fed is more impactful than a Tristana who's kind of splitting the damage with an Aphelios that's not fed and a Zoe that's going to have to do. Drake going to go down at 11.5 minutes here. Let's see what we get. It's going to be Infernal, so potentially okay, they're going to look for something here.
Walking on in, Carrier did move over, does have his flash available once again, is now Keen. Gonna have to try and, gets the buster shot, kicks him away as Carrier. Gonna get flashed on by Dread. Oh no, did he hit the ward that one time? No, it doesn't even matter. It is going to be the kill as Fly flashes forward and picks up the kill on Gumayushi.
Hey.
Why Zoe looking a little bit crisp?
That's what you're looking for with AFREECA. Remember in game one, they just did not actually look to be aggressive. They were not able to find anything when the game started to look T1's way with that gold lead. But just AFREECA playing T1's game from game one in a lot of ways, but they're getting more out of the map than just turrets, right? They're getting these streaks now. It is going to be the Ocean Soul, which is really important for T1 to secure. But like this Tristana pick is so oppressive.
Yeah.
Insta drop on this Rift Herald here, and that's going to be another turret. And Kana actually might have to get out of here too.
They have very little that charge. Not going to be able to taxi the Rift Herald any further. So started, and then of course Kana comes in with a decent Narbar, and then everything's good. Looks like AFREECA, they've decided that they want to start fighting this one as Dread. He's going to get snared. Ulti comes through and Ona just flashes on top of him. Hook connects onto the volley there as Dread's going to flash away. The box does come down. Realm Warp going to be aborted here by Faker.
And they are in a kind of an awkward spot, T1 are, because they can't actually get to the Drake easily now.
Well, maybe they just don't care about it, as that's a huge Gnar into the wall. That is the jungler, and T1, they might just say it's time for Baron.
That's a Baron opportunity right there. Hey, you can't get to the Drake, but if Dread's going to stand there and you have vision, that's been the biggest issue for AFREECA in this moment, is just no vision.
Whoa, that paddle star damage was insane! All right, Fly. He's definitely had his wee picks this morning. As Arcana taking a lot of damage here from the Baron, as the rest of T1, they're going to disengage.
Without that, you're going to do. Now they start the Baron.
Yeah, there is a lot of damage, like you mentioned. Leo's not here, though, so they don't have the Aphelios to try and help, and his weapons aren't exactly the greatest for taking down the Baron, but it's down to 5k anyway, as Faker's going to realm warp his way in. That's the hook that's going to connect onto Keria, who immediately explodes. Keen gets himself his first reset, as Gumayushi in a bit of trouble. Keen just gets himself back when things get a little bit too worrying. Buster shot to get rid of the Mega Gnar. Keen honestly just won that by himself, and that was so sick.
I mean, Keen is winning this game there to blow up just one single target. Once Keria's out, it's a 5v4.
All right, and now he's teleport flanking on the Tristana.
Here we go.
This is kind of cool. They get themselves some vision. Kana taking a bit of damage here as the rocket jump offensively, sorry, as Faker's just dead. Leo's going to be able to lock down that kill. Another great hook to come through from Lehens.
And it is falling apart here for T1. They are just not able to get any control over these team fights because there's so much burst damage from all three of these players. Well, really just Fly and Keen, to be honest. Leo hasn't been able to do all that much just yet, but he can lock players down, and we have seen that. But it's really just the burst damage that's the biggest problem here.
All right, Ona, now's your opportunity. He does have the ult. He can get himself into this pit as Dread's going down very, very low. Kana, decent Naba, but he is able to get that little fadeaway jump shot, like it, with the boomerang. And AFREECA deem it too dangerous to go for the Baron. So once again, we have a bit of a stalemate.
Yeah, quickly, they're going to keep some vision over here. Fly's going to stay. T1 are going to try to race this down, but there is vision. So AFREECA know about this, but can they get back in time? That's the question.
Yeah, they're going to try and burst this one down. We're playing tag with the Baron right here as it's down to 6k. Fly moves on in there. Let's see whether he can actually kill anyone. Looks like the answer is going to be no, as T1 will be able to get the Baron. Now can they escape? And the answer is absolutely yes, they can. As the ult comes out from Ona, he's going to play it safe. And it's going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Move back down.
They're going to start this. Keen has the ability to blow up so many players for T1. Just
AFREECA are like, we've seen this one before. We know what to do.
Yeah.
We'll move up the mid lane.
And it's an exposed inhibitor turret here, but there's no minion wave, so they're losing a lot of time. T1 actually have the opportunity to back here, and unfortunately this does not go the way AFREECA planned. So
AFREECA's like, but it worked so well for you guys. Why did it work for you guys?
To be here, they have to respond quickly. Ooh, and they're just going to start it solo for Keen. Look how fast it goes down even with just him.
Yeah.
And wait till the rest of them come in there.
Well, Kana does have that hop available. He can get over that wall. They do spot out that AFREECA are doing the Baron, as Fly getting himself out of the way. That was a fake flash as the Baron's down extraordinarily low. Ona is inside the pit. He goes into stasis. He can't smite there, but he is able to smite immediately after getting out as Kana gets the Mega Gnar at exactly the right time. The Chakrams were doing so much work. They sacrificed the bear, but T1 gets their second Baron.
Highway robbery here for T1, and now they're going to go and rush down this Ocean's Drake or Ocean Soul point.
That's ridiculous. They were robbing one bank until that Ocean Soul is going to be up.
There's just not much that, unfortunately, Keen can do to kind of carry in the side lane. If he pushes all the way, then he'll get punished eventually, and he's just never going to win the race anyways alone versus T1 grouped up with Baron 4-1 right now. He's going for this long wraparound onto Faker. Flies here. Can they grab him?
They find a lot of damage there as Keen. He can rocket jump over.
He's going for it.
Do so, absolutely. And boom goes Faker. Immediately, the rest of T1 are going to back away, and that is so much time and space bought by AFREECA.
That's massive. Faker just getting caught.
Good zoning from AFREECA.
Yeah, prio and vision control that they've had this entire time, and they could just rush this Baron down so quickly. They're going in.
Yep, let's see whether T1 can actually get themselves into position in time. It looks like the answer is going to be no. I don't know whether they're going to be able to get there as the Realm Warp is going to be ignored. The box goes down as in goes Ona. He wants to steal it, but he's not going to be able to. Going to flash to get himself out. So no harm, no foul, I guess. Go for a potential 50-50. That's exactly what it was, but unable to actually get it done that time.
Now you can think out of this Gnar. That's really unfortunate. Once again, he's just going to be struggling to have this insane engage tool at the right moment because he's just so stuck under this turret. So defensively.
Yeah, he's going to have to keep throwing these boomerangs through as Leo's taking a fair bit of damage there. Has Severum, of course, is okay. The ulti out from Ona is now. Baker's trying to trade it with Keen. He does have the GA, remember, but Faker doesn't, and he's just going to explode. Canna going to follow suit. The damage from AFREECA is just gigantic with the poke. Is starting to rain down. Goodbye, Fly. He just immediately evaporates. Canna now has that Meganar almost back available, but he doesn't have a Volley Bear.
He doesn't have a team.
Yeah, AFREECA doesn't. They don't need a team. They just need Keen, right? Can they actually get some minions to get underneath this turret, though?
The answer is yes.
Oh my goodness, this is so dangerous. Gumayusi, he needs to land poke, but I just don't know whether they can stop Keen from tearing these turrets apart. The autos are so scary, flashes forward, Varus explodes, Canna's dead as well, and Wolf, we are going to game number 3, 43 minutes in, and AFREECA wins the game. What?
Those early team fights around the Rift Herald in particular, especially on the top side of the map there when those group ups do happen.
Yeah, and look, also still kills turrets very, very well.
Yeah.
But the thing that I love playing potentially is, okay, well, if Keen had Flash, Canna would be dead, but thankfully, it did come towards the top side and stopped that one from being a reality.
Keen, is he going to try to stop this? No, it will be Dread who does that. He sees it immediately. He's like, oh no.
Yeah, we're going to have to use some Mist pretty effectively, but it's not actually going to do anything. That's First Blood so easily.
And look at where
Dread.
Owner is. He's just a few seconds behind, right? He was coming up. He knows this threat is possible, and now he's just going to be hard for T1 to win if there's a group up. But they catch Fly. That's more than half of his health bar gone here. So maybe this is actually doable now because Owner has done so much damage to the Herald already.
Faker going to flash before Dread's able to get that kick through as in goes Fly once more, but now doesn't have the distortion, finds the mimicked version. As now Fly, with that fake version of himself, is able to get himself out of the way. Leo's here and in position as Shelly is going to reset. Canna, who's moved on over, it's going to be okay. Keen's at full health though, and he is a giant. See what they can actually do. The culling is available. Severum, the Crescendum and the Calibrum are up here for Leo, so we can do a lot of long-range damage. Canna now trying to get Snippy, and they landed onto Lehens. The Super Mega Death Hook comes through, and the ulti from Leo is not going to land. T1, they group up and get the job done. Gumayusi with the double. In the end,
Gumayusi coming up as a hero. Many resources coming up here for AFREECA. Look at the rotation from Lehens. He knows.
And you can see AFREECA are like, they understand that they need to be as secretive as possible as Carrier doesn't put up the door. And now Dread finds his way in, finds the Q. He wanted the kick, flashes for it. As you can see, Keen gets exhausted. Dread safeguards to get on top of the Lucian. And now the rest of AFREECA, they dive in on top of Owner. They're able to grab that kill. Dread very close to falling down, and they save AFREECA's top side outer turret.
Just going to push this in and rotate over as it spawns, you would imagine. They're actually looking for more. This is extremely greedy from AFREECA.
The unseen Lucian is the deadliest, as Faker's going to rotate up. Dread's going to find him. There's the kick flash. Actually avoids the piercing light damage, so slightly unfortunate there as Carrier gets in there, and they immediately get rid of Dread. Faker's going to be okay for a little while, but the Moonlight Vigil will be able to lock him down. As Canna tries to find some needlework, but doesn't get it here. Onto AFREECA. Just will be able to charge up a few of them, but not going to land.
We were talking about a lack of proactivity from AFREECA in Game 1, but this is not what we had in mind, to be this aggressive. You had a free opportunity, you had Drake Prio, but you got greedy, you wanted even more. And yes, it is a trade, but the trade doesn't favor you because you don't get the Drake anymore. Now T1
out of the way.
The arc that's set up here for AFREECA is really nice because they can not only, threaten to collapse in, but they can also just rotate over to Baron if T1 do commit. And that's exactly where they're headed right now. Look at this
After
one
game
ward.
number 2, AFREECA just hate Cloud Drakes. They do not want to take them. They lost the game because of it last time. They're not doing it ever again.
That one ward
is a unit trying to get over here. The Drake is taken by Faker, but he's got Realm Warp, he's got Teleport, he's got a lot of ways that he can get through. As Keen gonna get snipped, he's stuck inside, but he's still able to click the Lantern. Snips come forward. They do manage to take down the Lucian, and then immediately Canna goes golden. But look at this Aphelios damage. He's doing a lot of work. You saw Owner threw down the Subjugate. That was onto Leo, so that's going to get him some health back. But they do manage to make their way out of there as AFREECA Fly off to the side. Is going to get slowed down, but will be able to keep himself up for the moment.
I mean, just that one kill on the Lucian gives so much pushing power to T1. They want this inhibitor. They're going to get the turret at least here. They know Fly and Dread are on the flank, but I don't think it's going to be enough to stop them. This should be the inhibitor going down.
Yep, Lance has now put the Lantern on cooldown as well. If they do manage to get the inhibitor, Fly looking for an opportunity to get in. The Mist does go down. The Distortion takes him back. And now T1 looking for a potential reset. A lot of things just appear in that pit as Dread is going to get the kickback onto Faker. Now we've got a teleport to come through. Let's see whether they can actually get this. He does have the Zhonya's complete as Fly gets out, but Keen, he's not going to be so lucky. He's stuck in there. Super Mega Death Rocket finishes off the kill as Realm Warp is going to come through as well. That's going to bring Gumayusi over.
I was like, some sunk cost fallacy here for AFREECA, Atlas, I think.
Right.
They were like, well, we waited this long, we might as well just all in on Faker, and his Zhonya's just outlast literally everything, allows T1 to punish. Now they have a man advantage for this Baron.
Well, Hook is going to connect there onto Carrier, but of course Carrier is okay with being hooked. That's a great Rune Prison onto Fly. He's denied the exit, but it's not going to be enough to get them out of the way of the distortion. Fly flashing. Keeps himself safe, and T1, they back away from the Baron. And comfortable. As we have a look down at the items, Gumayusi has all of them. As many items as you would ever want, even a couple of control wards there.
It's never going to work, and now you've lost so much time. You are going to go over here and start this Baron, or at least you should.
Yep, they're going to. Immediately, vision goes down for
T1. Back. He's not. It's no longer a 5v4. He's here.
Yep, the box comes in. Okay, so they have vision. Can they actually get in there, though, is the question. Is that Realm Warp was not exactly where I was expecting it to be, but it might just be the end of Lehens, as it is going to be a trade of supports, but Keen's already dead. Leo has a whole lot of survivability, but just not enough. And T1 roll over the top once again. They'll now start off the Baron, and I think finally this game has officially turned into a T1 big advantage.
It's definitely a huge advantage for T1 now, and AFREECA had so many opportunities to make a choice, right? Either commit, hard engage onto somebody after you set up that brush, or rush down the Baron. They made neither choice. They stayed in the brush for a little bit. Whenever the Baron started, walked away. Under threat, and if he gets slowed or caught by a pillar, he just dies or has to use all of his cooldowns, and he's not useful for when T1 continue to push. The positioning from Owner has been really good in these splits here.
No, it's been fantastic.
Look at all the wards that AFREECA have to commit.
Okay, that's a hook onto Carrier. He's going to die immediately. Fly tries to get in there. Gumayusi down to below half. And AFREECA will save their inhibitor turret and this inhibitor.
Up there in time, he has burst down too quickly.
Can
but
they
T1
deny this soul, though, is the question. I don't think so. Red's
the
going to move on in. They're going to do their very best to try and get down. But, I mean, look at all of this CC.
And there's nothing else on the map for AFREECA to take.
Even gold lead that they have right now. Like, this is T1's game to lose, but I can't shake the feeling that maybe there's just going to be that flip as Dread. Okay, he's going to be able to take the lantern out. Fly gets towards the side, but he has distortion to get himself out of the way. Fishing now with these pillars as Canna diving forward, looking for a little bit more. You can see Leo getting dove on. Great kickback onto Canna, but look at the damage. Faker finally able to get in there. Immediately pops to Dread. Now trying to get out of the way, and it's Gumayusi's turn to get the hard carry happening. This is going to be the ace, and T1 will just be able to march down the mid lane and finish off this game.
What a great end to this game for T1. Soars a little wide, but Fly.
The super mega almost rocket.
Press the attacks on him. Is he going to get out of here?
Yeah.
Looks like the answer is yes. He actually can go back too if he wants to, but the Nexus is going to go down.
Yep.
T1.
Some say that Fly is still running away from T1, but we will never know as T1 do take down the Nexus. They finish off what feels like